holidays are close upon us, and people are making out their lists, what they want. I would like a $25 billion bailout. Yeah. How smart is that? These companies have known about the problems of credit and the problems of petroleum for over 30 years, since the last big oil crisis. And what have they done? Cars are not getting that much better fuel efficiency. There's a problem, and giving more money to that problem isn't going to solve the problem. It's only going to delay the inevitable. And I'm going to show you something. The problems come from this, from petroleum. And the trouble with petroleum is that it burns. It burns, it produces carbon, it takes out oxygen, makes carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and people say it's a bad thing, and maybe it is. But that's the problem with cars. But I remember holidays long ago. I got little toy cars. And you know what? They didn't burn. They used another technology, and they worked. And so this petroleum-based technology for transportation has got to go. And we have to look at a new technology. The technology that I'm talking about is electricity, battery technology. Some say, well, there's hybrid cars. Well, hybrid cars still burn stuff. They still use some fuel, and that makes them vulnerable. It's only giving you a false sense of security with those hybrid cars. 40, 50, 60 miles a gallon isn't that good after all. Now if you're talking 200 miles a gallon, 400 miles a gallon, that might be food for thought. But I'm thinking it's going totally electric. Our toy cars had batteries, and the batteries wore out. You tossed them, put in a new one. They were cheap. That's the thing. You need cheap batteries. The thing about hybrids is those batteries last 4 to 8 years, and when they die, it costs like $4,000 or some big number of money to replace them. And that's partly because they're so tightly integrated with the car. What they need for a car battery for electric cars is something easily interchangeable. So you can go to a battery station just like you would a gas station, and they would change out the battery for 10 or 20 bucks, and they would keep the core battery and charge it up. And to make this all affordable, the government should subsidize the electricity to the battery station so that they could charge those batteries up, and we would keep a huge inventory of batteries in rotation, constantly charged to supply all the vehicles. Probably some for cars and bigger ones for trucks. But that's the way to go. Get rid of the petroleum monkey that's scaring everybody. Once everything is totally electric, the nice thing about electricity is it's totally portable. You can use anything to charge a battery. You can charge it with sunlight, photovoltaic cells. You can charge it chemically. There's chemical ways of making electricity. You can use hydroelectric, which doesn't pollute anything. There's all kinds of ways of making electricity to put in these batteries, to put in anything, to run to your house. You can charge the car in your house from a regular wall outlet with a charger attachment. This all can be done. This technology exists today. The car companies, before they should get any bailouts, should come forward with the idea of how to make all their cars they produce battery cars, electric cars. That way, we take petroleum off the table as far as the transportation goes, and everything, for land transportation at least, is fixed. People will then feel better about buying vehicles because, you know what? They're not going to have to worry about the oil running out. We just have to keep the power plants running. And we can do all different kinds of things with power plants. Then, for the petroleum that's left, you need it to make plastics. I don't know if they've been looking at alternatives to that. And you need it to look at ways of like home heating. I mean, you can heat the house with electricity, provided it's properly been set up for the house. But the idea is you don't want the technologies competing. You don't want to have, for example, natural gas. If this is a good way to heat a house, you don't want to run all the power plants because then they'll be competing for that resource, driving the price up. If you have coal might be good for power plants. You don't want to use coal then to heat the houses because then you probably don't have as much control over the pollution, whereas a large power plant could presumably control the pollution. The idea is just coordinate. Look at the various energy sources and figure out what each one is best applied to. And the key is converting it to a source of energy, a kind of energy, a form of energy that can be used almost universally, and that is electricity. Electricity runs houses, runs furnaces, can run motors. It does work, and it's available now. It's a matter of figuring out how to retool and redo everything in terms of electricity and get rid of that petroleum thing, because there's other things you can do to get rid of and phase out petroleum. So hopefully the car companies will come back with some requests that include going fully electric with the cars in exchange for the bailout that they need. So that's all I have to say for today. Thank you, and be seeing you.